Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the DLF Trade Show, the best show just ever. We're so good. We've gotten so good at this, Addison. Best show ever.
Ever.
Take that, Friends and Seinfeld and Cheers and Breaking Bad and The Sopranos. DLF Trade Show, baby. And all of a sudden, everyone just stopped watching us.
Yep.
We have just gotten canceled. I apologize, but it was worth it. We are here, as always, to use the awesome tools at DLF to help you make trades, because trades are fun and they're awesome and they're great. And it's also good to have smart stuff behind you, like the DLF Trade Finder, the DLF Trade Analyzer, and Addison Hayes at AmazeHayes _.
Well, there you go.
Contributor.
Oh my gosh.
Russ Fisher, Dynasty Ad House, also here, just for the looks. Okay, so last week we did players to buy based off the NFL draft. Now we're going to do players to not buy, maybe even the opposite, players to sell after the draft. And this doesn't necessarily mean bad things happened. This isn't like, oh no, go sell Elijah Moore because they've got Wilson, go sell Devonta Smith because they got AJ Brown. It's not that simple. First, Aaron Rodgers. See, here's the thing. They actually did the right thing, sort of. They didn't take a first-round wide receiver, which by the time it was their pick, Pickens got a little... Pickens. There was a little dent in the wide receivers that you would have liked to be the wide receiver one, so maybe pushing it off for a little bit may have been the right move if they weren't willing to trade up. What do you feel about Christian Watson? See... Here's the combination of things that worries me. Christian Watson has raw talent. He is very fast. He's big. He can catch the ball. We'll call that talent raw.
Very.
I'm being political and nice and
very.
I mean, Romeo Doubs is cool.
Great.
I guess. But the thing is, yes, it's cool they got him wide receivers, but it would have been great. Like, to me, I would feel different if they brought in Burks, Wilson,
sure.
London, Olave, guys that are more refined. Wilson's not that, because the thing is, we've seen Aaron Rodgers just doghouse people. And who's going to get doghoused more than a dude that doesn't necessarily have his route running down in general, no less have that connection already with Aaron Rodgers to know where to be? Like, he's going to have to, like, if clearly I don't know the man, but if he puts in that work, goes to breakfast with Rodgers every day, this is going to be my thing ever since the Stafford and Cooper Cup thing. Like, maybe it happens, but that's a lot to put on Christian Watson. So Aaron Rodgers is good. Let's start there. Aaron Rodgers is very good. Even with bad wide receivers, he'll be able to score decent fantasy points. But if you can still get Aaron Rodgers prices, which is still a solid first, I think, right? Because every year he plays like MVP level because he's just Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
If you can get that level of value coming back to you, I think it's the smart move to get out. So let's see what the first trade you pulled was. 12-team Superflex. Oh. The 101 and Aaron Rodgers for Justin Fields in the 103. That's a trade you found.
Mm-hmm.
The 101 is 625. Aaron Rodgers 525.1 for 1150.1. Justin Fields 554.2 for 4, and the 103 is 498.6. Is the 101
I'm curious.
On the wrong side?
I was wondering that as well, to be honest with you, because this is entirely how you feel about Justin Fields. Like, I feel like value-wise, Fields, I think, is probably valued. Oh man, it probably depends on who you talk to on if you would rather have between Fields and Rodgers.
It's a team thing, right? Like, to me, like, I agree, their value is probably insanely similar. Like, it's 525 to 554. Like, whatever, that's fine. So, but here's my thing. I love those top three wide receivers. So, and I get it, Breece Hall's very good. He fell into a good situation now because they have a lot of weapons there. But if you're telling me I could not lose value at quarterback and then still get one of the wide receivers I love at the cost of Breece Hall, and not to mention 15 years in quarterback, there's definitely someone watching this right now who is 15 years old. That's a you difference.
Yeah.
I think I would do that. But man, I would feel great sending Justin Fields and the 103, because not only are you getting Aaron Rodgers production, you're getting literally the best draft pick.
Yeah.
Like, so even if you turn that into something else, like, to me, this is Aaron Rodgers, just because I think that pick's on the wrong side.
Yeah, I agree. I think it is Aaron Rodgers as well. And it is primarily because of the 1.01. I feel like people don't necessarily like the 103 unless they really, really, really like one specific wide receiver, because I think a lot of people just kind of view the top 3 or 4 all very similarly. So like the difference between the 103 and the 105 or 6 isn't really all that great, because it's just, you're starting a tier of all players that are very identical. That's not as valuable. Whereas the 101, it's Breece Hall. There's no question about it. You are getting Breece Hall. And so I think I would just take Aaron Rodgers, try to figure something out with him later on, and then just take Breece Hall rather than play the game with Justin Fields, another team that did not help out their quarterback all that much in the NFL draft, and still has a lot of raw talent and potential as well, but isn't Aaron Rodgers. And then you're just getting whoever your favorite wide receiver is at the 1.03, basically.
Yeah, I think that's really what we're going to be stuck at, is because we really, I mean, I don't view the difference value-wise between the two quarterbacks so differently. So the gap between the 101 and the 103 is pretty big. And that's, again, even me, when I just said I'd be willing to take that step back because I love wide receivers, but my bias isn't real value. This is just me. But like, if I'm giving advice, I would say it should cost something to make that jump. 12-team Superflex again, Aaron Rodgers and Miles Sanders for J.K. Dobbins and Terry McLaurin. Aaron Rodgers comes in at 525.1, Miles Sanders 153.3, for a total of 678.4. You found a lot of pretty even trades. J.K. Dobbins 356.6, Terry McLaurin 297, for a total of 653.6. So again, 25 points. That's nothing. That's an even trade. Would you be insanely surprised if Miles Sanders scored 80% of J.K. Dobbins?
No, not particularly.
Like, Miles Sanders is now, they didn't add anything, right? No.
Kennedy Brooks is an undrafted, but yeah.
And then they added A.J. Brown. What is that going to do? That's going to open some lanes. So he's still going to be able to run the ball. He still has a mobile quarterback in front of him, which means I still think we're looking at a solid RB2. Aaron Rodgers, I still believe, is Aaron Rodgers. Like we said before, I'm a little worried about him, but he's still Aaron Rodgers. Man, we're just finding you found the weirdest trades where it makes me not want to sell Aaron Rodgers. Because I love the players of J.K. Dobbins and Terry McLaurin. And honestly, I really like... I was happy with the change of Heineke to Wentz. I know how people feel about Wentz. That's an upgrade. Sorry. And no matter how much you dislike Wentz, he's better than Tyler Heineke was.
Yeah.
I want to see J.K. Dobbins healthy. I really, 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 really do. Oh, and also, Jahan Dotson doesn't change much for McLaurin for me. I think they're different enough where they will coexist just fine. They're not similar enough to where I think McLaurin's going to lose his work. He might lose the extra work he was getting because he was the only person to target on that team. But I don't think he's going to suffer too much. I think he will be fine. If I saw a healthy J.K. Dobbins, maybe this would be different, because that would push his value up for me. I'm holding Dobbins down a little bit just because I don't know.
Yeah. Like where you said, would you be surprised if Sanders was 80% Dobbins? I said no. But I also wouldn't be surprised if Sanders was 55% Dobbins because Dobbins was that good. like Sanders had the same production, but Dobbins was a top 10 guy, you know?
That would make me so happy. Well, not the Miles Sanders part. The J.K. Dobbins part would make me so happy.
Yeah. This is a weird trade. And that's honestly, like, we had Aaron Rodgers as a player to kind of sell after the NFL draft, or maybe not sell, but like explore what's going on with his trade value, because maybe you have somebody who really wants Aaron Rodgers in your league and you can kind of get off of him as he continues to age and lost his best weapon. And, you know, it's just kind of up in value. But I feel like the community as a whole, you know, is privy to that. And they're just kind of like, I don't really want Rodgers either. You know, like there were a lot of other trades where Rodgers just didn't seem like he was getting what Rodgers should be getting, even at a kind of deflated value from where he was. So, you know, maybe this, I don't think this is you need to go out and like sell Aaron Rodgers right now.
Yeah.
I would definitely throw out some feelers, see what's going on, see how your league feels about it. But if you're getting stuff like this, I mean, I think we both picked Aaron Rodgers on both of these trades, right? You're taking Rodgers on this one?
Yeah.
So, yeah, like it's definitely not, you know, sell Aaron Rodgers at all costs, because we just picked Aaron Rodgers on both of these trades. Both these trades done in the last, you know, few days as well. So
yeah, it's like, if like I said in the beginning, if you get Aaron Rodgers level value, these are an Aaron Rodgers level value. And I'm kind of glad this happened, because you can when you're listening to all of these shows, if you just listen / watch 3 shows in a row where everyone's saying sell Aaron Rodgers, you get it in your head and you're just like, nope, gotta sell Aaron Rodgers, gotta sell Aaron Rodgers. You don't have to. You got to wait for the right thing, the right deal to come along, because this isn't winning you anything. The first one, maybe, like that gets you younger and all of that stuff. But this one, I don't know. Like this one, meh.
Yeah. You don't have to make that move now either. We still have 4 months until the NFL season actually starts. So you have 4 months for the community to kind of figure out. Maybe we get a Christian Watson highlight tape. Maybe the Packers sign Julio Jones in free agency still. You know, they just bring him in training camp to see what happens. Or they bring in Jarvis Landry or something like that. Or Odell Beckham Jr., even though I guess he has a torn ACL. But a signing like that, I think, would raise Aaron Rodgers' confidence a little bit in the community, to where then you could kind of sell for a little bit more.
I didn't realize how much I need Jarvis Landry on the Packers. That sounds amazing.
It sounds really, really fun. And anything like that, like I feel like at this point he's kind of at a low enough point to where you can see how the summer goes, because I don't think anything continues to hurt him, unless Watson like tore his ACL or something like that in training camp or whatever. Like nothing's really going to hurt Aaron Rodgers any more than what the draft kind of already did, to where it kind of is only just a positive thing, just to continue to wait and see what happens, because maybe something like that does happen.
Yeah, I agree. All right, cool. Let's move on. The next player we have is Antonio Gibson. This man.
Mm-hmm.
He's taken that escalator down. I wanted him to be a thing. I did. And it seems like Ron Rivera don't care.
I think he's done with it. We talked about this, what was that, 2 weeks ago now? Where we had like Antonio Gibson, and I said something about how he was kind of a sell for me after the NFL draft, because Ron Rivera basically said when they drafted Brian Robinson that one of the reasons why they drafted Brian Robinson was because he takes care of the ball. And Antonio Gibson had 6 fumbles, 4 of them lost.
Yeah, that was
last year.
Time is an illusion. That could have been 6 weeks ago for all I know, but you definitely did talk about that.
Yeah. So it's just, now we're going to actually talk about what Gibson's value kind of looks like and some trades to get off of him, if you do, you know, agree that Brian Robinson's not the greatest thing for him.
Even still, it's not the fact, the person who they brought in doesn't matter. The fact that they brought back McKissick, and it was Robinson was round 3.
3rd rounder. Mm-hmm.
Day 2. That's good for a running back. So let's get into the trades. The first one we have is 12-team Superflex, where Antonio Gibson was traded for Jerry Jeudy, Davis Mills, and Cole Kmet. Antonio Gibson, 397.5. Jeudy, 243. Mills, only 94.2. Again, starting quarterback who did pretty well for fantasy last year. And then Cole Kmet, 39.7. For a total of 376.9. See, I think we're going to hit another point where we're going to find a lot of trades where his value is already kind of depressed. Like, If you were to have told me 3 months ago, Antonio Gibson, like, even if it was like the day after Russell Wilson went to Denver, that Antonio Gibson went for Jerry Jeudy, Davis Mills, and Cole Kmet, I'd have like, no. I don't hate it. I love Jerry Jeudy. Davis Mills is a starting quarterback, whether you like it or not. And we talked about why we like Cole Kmet before. Like, to me, I'm really easy. Like, if I want to get off of Gibson, I'm easily doing this for a wide receiver 2 to 3, quarterback 3, and tight end 2. Like, for a guy who is most likely at his best, a mid running back 2.
Davis Mills, the last 5 weeks of the season, finished as the QB 16, 13, 9, 27, and then 6.
That little guy, I wouldn't worry about that little guy. Forget that QB 27. Everything else, he's awesome. Yeah. Okay. Yes, he's probably getting replaced next season, but look at the price you have to pay. But that is like, he is like the quintessential QB3 on your fantasy team. Even if you're one of those crazy people, he could be your QB2.
Yeah, I think he's like a younger version of Ryan Fitzpatrick, because I feel like he knows that his time is like super short. So he's just kind of like, I'm going to go have fun. I'm just going to chuck it.
We need more YOLO quarterbacks. We need it. Fitzpatrick made the league fun. He was great. We got Drew Lock back for hopefully a little bit. That's going to be great. I love guys that are just like, and just throw it as far as you can or into triple coverage. It's not good for real football, but it's great for watching.
It makes things fun, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm taking the Jerry Jeudy side. I feel like I would take Jerry Jeudy straight up for Antonio Gibson right now at this point.
If I had Gibson, I'd leave Kmet off. I would do it for Jeudy and Mills. I don't think I'd do it straight up, though.
I think I would. I would want more with Jeudy, but I think if I was like push and shove, I'm just going to give you Jeudy for him, I think I would still do that. This whole package, I would absolutely do. I think Kmet's a great buy low. I think Davis Mills, like you said, like you're getting basically like a throw-in quarterback. He's a starter in the league, in Superflex, that, you know, you can just have sitting on your roster whenever you need him. So,
but also we talk about Houston drafting a quarterback next season like it's some death knell, but it's not. Most backup quarterbacks should be on rosters in 12-team Superflex leagues, especially a guy like Mills, who we've seen do well starting. Also, 2 years from now, Mills is a free agent. He can go be a quarterback competition. He could be a bridge quarterback. He can win a starting job. I mean, like, he's such a great hold or buy right now, just because people see 1 year window and think that's it. That's not it for someone like Mills. And I don't want to make it seem like Mills is Tom Brady. He clearly, if he was that good, he would just be the starter and we wouldn't be talking like this. But like, when Andy Dalton got cut, no one really dropped him from their roster, because he's going to go be, you know, Jameis Winston, when he was got, like, he's going to get a job, even if it's not a starting job. And you know, he can be plugged in and be okay.
Yeah. So people still roster Gardner Minshew like he's going to start ever again.
I dropped Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck's been on people's rosters for like 5 years and he retired
yesterday.
That's how it is for quarterbacks. You know, I get comments all the time on this channel. It's like, what do you feel about Gardner Minshew and stuff? I'm like, why do we care all that much about Gardner Minshew? But like, if you're getting Davis Mills at this price as like a throw-in, like you're getting him as a starter, but you're paying like Marcus Mariota prices. And like, it's just like,
don't besmirch Marcus Mariota.
I'm sorry.
Not right. Not here. Not now.
I'm sorry.
Next trade is a little bit more interesting because there's a bit to talk about here. Antonio Gibson, Rashad Bateman in the 204 for Najee Harris and Curtis Samuel. Antonio Gibson 397.5, Rashad Bateman 163.2, the 204 145.5 for a total of 706.2. Najee Harris 689.2 by himself. Why does Curtis Samuel have a value? He's 13.6, but sorry, man. For a total of 702.8. I liked Rashad Bateman coming in.
Mm-hmm.
The Ravens trade away Hollywood Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Bateman 101, right? Like, he's just the best ever.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I don't know what to do about him. I like to trade. We know this. And I'm in many rookie drafts. I've talked about it. I have a couple of Bateman shares. I'm telling you right now. And I'm sitting here like at the back end of the draft, first round of the draft, where we're talking Sky Moore and Olave, not quite the Watson level. And I'm sitting here like, I think I'd rather have those young guys. Like, I think I would be okay sending Bateman for Olave. But the question is, would you take Bateman over Olave or Sky Moore right now?
Yeah. But I think I
got rejected when I tried. Of course, that's literally like once or twice, but so that's not quite the sample size of a trade analyzer or anything.
Yeah,
but
they're all like right there. So I don't really. I personally Bateman was my wide receiver 2 last year. So
yeah. So, but to me, this is pretty easily Najee Harris, like easily, because we have Antonio Gibson, who we're calling a sell in the first place, and we've seen the ceiling will never be what we want it to be. Rashad Bateman, what do you, as a fan of Rashad Bateman, what do you see his fantasy ceiling as?
Terry McLaurin.
RB1 Najee Harris. Would you be surprised?
Not entirely. No, he needs a little bit of efficiency, maybe some touchdowns, but with the receiving volume that he could get,
top 3 running back, Najee
top
Harris.
5, easily top 3. Yeah, I'm feeling it.
It's like that's an easy bet for me to go get Najee Harris. Like this is great. I love this trade to go get Najee, and that's me talking about trading up for a running back. Like that's easy. So a declining Gibson and a Bateman who is hopes and dreams. And again, if he reaches what a big fan of his ceiling is, you're still not going to be sad about going and using him to get Najee Harris.
Yeah.
Okay. We don't know everything. He can come out and be the wide receiver 4 next season. And we'll be like, oops.
Oops.
But still, I'd much rather have the running back 2 or 3 over the wide receiver 4. Because running back is more repeatable and wide receiver's not. I didn't have another side of that argument. I froze.
I'm with you. This is so easily Najee. Like, I saw this and I just wanted to start like applauding at my computer monitor of like, you just sold high on Antonio Gibson and Rashad Bateman for a solidified top 3 running back asset in Najee Harris in Dynasty that you could just do so much more with. Like, if you want to tier up to Najee, then break him back down, like break Najee down to like Austin Eckler and a comparable-ish kind of wide receiver. I feel like you could do that just as easily.
Yep.
And, like there's so much more flexibility that you could do with Najee this trade is so easily him.
So easily him. Next, we have Josh Jacobs. This man is giving us a roller coaster of emotions when it comes to his value. Not helped by the new front office. Josh Jacobs, why he's a sell. They declined his 5th-year option.
Mm-hmm.
They brought in
Zamir White.
I can never remember. 2 guys with the same last name who get drafted close to each other in rookie drafts. Why? My brain doesn't work that well. Come on.
Plus, there's also that Zaquandri White as well. So we have another White and a Z White.
Unless they're related. If they're related, I can't. Then man, good for that family. If not, I don't appreciate that. So yeah, all of those things put together, like, is Josh Jacobs' career dead? No. His contract runs out at the end of the season. He's done more than well enough to go get a contract somewhere else, and he's still like 20. I mean, he's the same age as Najee Harris. Just been in the league for 2 more years. 2 more years, something like that. So yeah, I'm all about that. I if I could move Josh Jacobs and get that value that he had like the week before they announced they're not picking up his 5th-year option, which I still think you can because he's Jason Witten. He's always there. He plays, enough games where his 12 to 18 points with his 28-point games because he scores 2 touchdowns is going to give you a top 12 running back season. It's just
he did it the past 2 years. I think he was 8 and 11.
So let's get into a trade of 12-team Superflex. Josh Jacobs in the third for ETN in a second. Josh Jacobs comes in at 247.3. The third comes in at 48.4 for a total of 295.7. ETN comes in at 248.2, so equal to Jacobs. And the 23 second is 134.3, totaling 382.5. So I'm gonna honestly at that point I take the risk of ETN. Like mediocre ETN is probably Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny to say that like you're getting younger. Like I feel like you could obviously say that you can get younger going from a 2019 rookie to a 2021 rookie, but they're only separated by a year.
Yeah, but also 2 years in the NFL that adds some years to your age.
Right. So you're just kind of hitting the reset button going from Jacobs to ETN. They're similarly valued, and then you just get the upgrade from the third to the second. Like I feel like
whatever side that higher pick was on, you'd take.
That's probably what my answer. Like I think that's one of those trades.
Yeah, but again, like that's kind of a testament to Josh Jacobs' value, where last year ETN was the hotness, right? Until he broke his foot, he was the next big receiving back. Yeah, receiving back plus. He's Kamara. He's the next David Johnson. He's the next other guy that I can't think of right now.
DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, exactly. So be able to do that, yeah, I would. But also give me a higher draft pick and give me the safety of Josh Jacobs for even at least this year, and for what I believe at least for another year or two afterwards. Yeah, cool. Next trade. Another man whose value just never made sense to me. This is Josh Jacobs for Mike Evans in the 308. Josh Jacobs 247.3, Mike Evans 253.1, and the 308's 37.4 for a total of 290.4. Caution, Team B is giving up the highest value asset and the most pieces in the trade. Yeah, I'd take Mike Evans over Josh Jacobs.
Okay.
I don't know if that's me being me, but Mike Evans has not showed that he's not going to keep getting 1,000 yards and a couple of touchdowns.
Just a
Chris
couple.
Godwin's hurt for the first few games. Like,
is there? Are you worried about Evans post Brady? Because I feel like you could, like, people would make that argument, be like, well, you get Josh Jacobs, and yeah, his future's up in the air because he's a free agent because they didn't pick up his option. But Mike Evans doesn't have Tom Brady, so what is he?
Let's take these glasses that have the nice rosy tint to them, take them off for a second, and I'm going to lean into the microphone. Jameis Winston's not a very good quarterback.
But he threw a lot. And threw a lot of touchdowns. That's why they came back.
That has nothing to do with the quarterback. That was Bruce Arians. And where did Byron Leftwich learn everything from?
Yeah, that's fair.
The answer is Bruce Arians, by the way, in case anyone watching doesn't know.
Yeah, I mean, no, I'm totally with you. I'm taking Mike Evans. I was just wondering because I know that there's going to be people out there saying, well, it's really easy to say Mike Evans for 2022 because he could just be a top 10 wide receiver again with Tom Brady. But what about after? If both of these guys are top 10 at their position again for one more year, and then both of them have similar-ish hesitations about their future after this year, But I'm with you. I'm still taking Mike Evans.
I will say Evans is the style of wide receiver you kind of have to worry about the cliff because he's big, he's fast, and he high points over people. Sooner or later, he's going to lose the fast. And sooner or later, we're going to get back to cornerbacks that are big and have long arms because the NFL is a cycle. And Evans is going to be Des Bryant at the end of his career. So that is absolutely in his future. I just don't think it's the next 2 years. Horrible trades. We made it already. 12-team Superflex. Aaron Rodgers for the 112, 23 second, and Jared Goff. Ugh. Aaron Rodgers is 525.1. The 112, 204.5, a 23 second, 134.3, and Goff is 71 for a total of 409.7.
The sound effect was like, you said,
We've talked a lot about the 112 already. I don't think we need to go over it again. If you push this to the 108 area, where again, I keep using the same two names because they're the last two guys I really, really like, feel solid about in Sky Moore and Chris Olave, I would still not like it, but I would feel better about it. It wouldn't be horrible. This is bad. You're not getting anything solid by sending away Aaron Rodgers right here. You are getting pretty decent sized dart throw in the 112 and even bigger dart throw in a second next year. Do I have to talk about Jared Goff? I feel like I don't have to talk about Jared Goff at this point.
No, I don't think you do.
Sell Aaron Rodgers.
Not like this.
Not like this. Not like this. Good players play good. I didn't know. But the sentiment is still there. Rodgers is very good. He may not have the best wide receivers, but he made some mediocre wide receivers look very, very good. I'm not talking about Devontae Adams or Jordy Nelson, but I mean, let's face it, Randall Cobb was never anything anywhere else, even though injuries played a part in that. Was it like James Jones, that guy who caught like 36 touchdowns that year?
Yeah, hoodie James Jones.
Like it was, like, so I get it. I'm worried about Aaron Rodgers too, but this is getting out for the sake of getting out.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that. Not like that. You don't
like
do it like that. That's not how it happens. You know how it does happen? This has been another episode of the DLF Trade Show. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. I was at Russ Fisher when I first started Twitter, though. Russ Fisher at Dynasty Outhouse. Addison Hayes at AmazeHayes_. See you yet again next time.